Hello and welcome back to my channel Awesome Learning, and today's topic is electrocardiograph or ECG from the chapter Body Fluids and Circulation. So in the previous video we have done about the cardiac cycle, and you have also understood how systoles and diastoles work and about the loved up sound of the heart. Okay, now we are going to do with electrocardiograph or ECG. So the full form of ECG is electrocardiograph. Now children, this is your NCERT and you have to just go through your NCERT properly. You see, you are probably familiar with this scene from a typical hospital television show. You have seen ना हीरो को चोट लग जाती है एंड डॉक्टर ऑपरेशन थिएटर में उसको लिटा के रखा हुआ है और अचानक से टीवी मॉनिटर पे एक बीप 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 साउंड आती है और फिर अचानक से फ्लैट साउंड पी की साउंड आती है एंड डॉक्टर कहता है ओ आई एम सॉरी, the patient is dead. Now it is actually the how the electrocardiograph works. See, as the patient goes into cardiac arrest, the sound P flat sound comes. Okay, this type of machine, which is called electrocardiograph, is used to obtain an electrocardiogram. Now children, electrocardiograph is the name of the machine, and the electrocardiogram is the response given by the machine, which is graphical representation. ECG is the graphical representation of electrical activity of the heart during a cardiac cycle. So you have understood what is cardiac cycle. We have done cardiac cycle in the previous video. Now that cardiac cycle is represented in the form of electrical activity and is represented graphically through a machine called electrocardiograph, and that graphical representation is known as electrocardiogram. Okay, so to obtain a standard ECG, this is your standard ECG. See, this is the figure of standard ECG. The figure is shown. A patient is connected to the machine with 3 electrical leads, 1 to each wrist. Total how many leads? 3 electrical leads are attached to the patient, 1 to each wrist and the third one to the left ankle. Okay, so 3 connections are done on the patient's body that continuously will monitor the heart activity. So for a detailed evaluation of the heart's function, multiple leads are attached for the chest region. But if we want to take a detailed, detailed study of the ECG or the heart function, many other leads can be connected onto the chest of the patient. But only for a standard ECG, for a particular standard ECG, 3 leads minimum are required, which are to be attached to the patient. And where will you attach this 3 leads? 1 on each wrist and the third one to the left ankle, right? So here we will talk only about a standard ECG. We are not going to do this detailed ECG, which in this ECG we have to connect many other multiple leads to the heart also, chest also, that you do when you go for your medical studies, okay, higher studies. Each peak, now you can see there is a peak here. This is peak, right? So each peak in the ECG is identified with a letter from P to T. You see, this one peak has started from P and it is taken up to T and corresponds to specific electrical heart activity of the heart. The P wave, now this is the P wave, you see. The P wave represents the electrical excitation or depolarization of the arteria. So as soon as you see this bump, this elevated portion of P, you can make out or you can understand that your arterias are excited, or the action potential has reached the arteria, or depolarization of arteria has occurred. Now, this action potential or excitation will lead to the contraction of both the arteries. We did this in cardiac cycle, that both the arteries will contract simultaneously. So as soon as you see this elevated portion of P, you can say that arteries are excited, or the action potential has reached the arteria and the arterias have started contraction. Then the QRS complex. Now you see this QRS. This complex, QRS complex, okay, represents the depolarization of the ventricles. Now, when arteries are contracted, after that the blood will move on to the ventricles and the conduction or the impulse will be transferred to ventricles. So this complex, this QRS complex will tell us that now the ventricles are depolarized. That means the ventricles are contracted. This initiates ventricular contraction. The contraction starts shortly after Q. Now mind it, children, please listen to me carefully. The contraction starts after Q. That is why we have not started the elevation just from here. We took it downwards and then we have extended it to upwards. Okay, so just to show that the contraction, after a while the contraction has started. So we could have straight away taken the contraction from here. We could have straight away drawn the line extending upwards from here, but what we did, we first took the line a bit towards the lower side, then we elevated it, right? So to show this, why we have done this, to show that contraction starts shortly after Q and marks the beginning of systole. Now you know what is systole and diastole. I will not repeat again and again. So why this one marker question can come, children, that why we take Q first towards the downwards and then we take it upwards, because the contraction has been, first it starts after a bit, after a while. It starts shortly after a while. Then you see the T wave. Now you have seen this, the T wave. It is also a small elevated portion, okay, but a bit extended one. Here the P was not that extended, but T is a bit extended one. So the T wave represents the return of the ventricles from excited to the normal state. That means now the ventricles at this state, the ventricles are now coming to the relaxation stage. Here they were excited. They were showing contraction, but now the ventricles are coming to the relaxation stage or repolarization. The end of T wave makes the end of systole. So the end of T wave, here the T wave is ending. So the systole is also ending. Right? Okay, obviously by counting the number of QRS complex. Now the ECG, this is from here P to T. This is one cycle. Okay, this is one cycle. So if I count the number of peaks, if I count the number of peaks, I can make out the heartbeat or the rate of an individual's heart. Since the ECG obtained from different individuals have roughly the same shape for a given lead configuration, any deviation from this shape indicates that some abnormality or disease can be there in the person related to heart. Now let me show you a PPT also so that it is much more clearer. You see, this is how an ECG is taken out from the machine. This is electrocardiograph, and this paper which is giving out the ECG is electrocardiogram. It is an instrument used to obtain electrocardiogram. Electrocardiogram is the graphical representation. As I told you, this is the graphical representation. See, on the electrical activity of the heart of the cardiac cycle. And to get ECG, a patient is connected to a machine with 3 electrical leads. You see, they have shown how the leads are being connected. Okay, one to each wrist and to the left ankle, that monitor the heart activity. For a detailed evaluation of heart function, multiple leads can be attached onto the chest portion also. Right, now you see here, these are the various, see, these are the various electrocardiograms shown to you. And ECG consists of following waves. P wave. Now children, P wave represents the excitation or depolarization of the arteria, which causes arterial systole. QRS, I told you, represents depolarization of the ventricles. T wave represents repolarization of the ventricles. Deviation from any ECG indicates a kind of abnormality or a disease. So ECG is of a great significant importance, because here the doctor can read out if the ECG is not in a normal state, then the doctor can say that some kind of problem is there with the heart. You should go for further test. The patient is asked to go for the further test. You can see here children, they have shown you a normal heartbeat is something like this. Fast heartbeat, you see now number of peaks are more. You see, this is fast heartbeat because the number of peaks are more. This is slow heartbeat because the number of peaks are less. And this is irregular because here the peaks are not in a proper way as it should be. So this is an irregular heartbeat. So doctors will study the ECG and they will let you know whether the heart is functioning properly or not. I hope this is clear now. Okay.